The village spread out at the foot of the mountain like a handful of houses stuck together. Stone houses with red roofs, narrow streets that smelled of wood and dampness, and the plain stretching far away, golden in August and frozen in winter. It was a place where people learned to live with little, what the land produced, what the animals could offer, what was left over from their labor. Nicholas grew up here, in a simple house with a yard full of basil and a lemon tree that provided shade in the summer. His father had passed away early, when he was only 15 years old. Since then, he had been responsible for the household, even though he was still a child. His mother, Maria, a calm but strong woman, took on whatever work she could find, sometimes knitting, sometimes cleaning the houses of wealthier families. And Eleni, his little sister, was the joy of the family, a girl with eyes full of light, who, despite the poverty, always found a reason to laugh. Nicholas, now 24, had learned to work the land as if it were his second skin. From dawn until sunset, his hands were busy digging, sowing, and harvesting. He was strong, with a somewhat stern gaze but a sensitive soul. He didn't talk much, but when he did, his words carried weight. He was respected in the village, even though he did not easily open his heart in conversation, only with Ionis. His childhood friend, did he allow himself to relax? Ionis was different, restless, full of dreams of a life outside the village. "I can't stay here, Nicholas. The stones and fields will suffocate me," he often said, lighting a cigarette and looking at the road that led to the city. Nicholas listened without always responding. He understood his friend's longing, but he felt tied to the land like a root that cannot be uprooted. In the evenings, when the work was done, the family would sit around the small kitchen table. Maria brought bread, cheese, and a little oil, simple food, but blessed with her care. Helen talked non-stop, laughing at stories from school. Nicholas looked at her and felt his heart melt. For her sake, he would do anything. He would carry the whole world on his back if necessary, but behind this warmth, there were also shadows. The village economy was harsh, times were tough. Nicholas tried to sell the harvest to merchants who always asked for low prices. Many times he came home angry. "They're fooling us, Mom. They're taking our sweat for free." She calmed him down as best she could, but the worry did not fade from her face. And Ionis? He found odd jobs in the city, but more and more often they heard rumors that he was getting involved with questionable groups. Nicholas would say to him, "Be careful, Ionis. Not everyone out there is your friend." But his friend would laugh and reply, "Don't worry about me. I'll find my own way." One autumn evening, as the rain fell heavily and the wind whistled through the roof tiles, Maria sat by the fireplace and took her son's hand. "Nicholas, my child, I know you're tired. But you have responsibilities now. Helen is still young. I won't always be here." He looked away. He didn't want to hear such words. "Mother, don't say that again. As long as I live, Helen will want for nothing." Maria smiled bitterly. She knew how heavy a burden her child carried on his shoulders. But she had no other choice. Life left her no other option. Helen, still carefree, continued to bring joy. Every time she hugged him tightly, Nicholas felt that all his efforts had been worthwhile. But sometimes, when he picked her up tired from school or saw her coughing for no reason, an inexplicable anxiety pierced his soul. The village had learned to live with struggles, but also with small joys. The summer festival, the conversations in the cafe, the children playing in the fields. But inside Nikolaus there was always a silence, a feeling that something was missing, something he couldn't name. It wasn't yet faith, nor hope, it was simply the weight of a life that demanded more than he could give, and somewhere deep down, without even admitting it to himself, he was afraid.